What up, though, everybody? It's your girl, Jess G from the What Up, Though podcast. So many people hit me up all the time and ask me how I record. The answer is easy. It's Anchor every time. Anchor has creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast from your phone or computer. They distribute the podcast for you, and you can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's literally every single thing you need to make a podcast. Download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
Now, what about the lingo? What are some terms or some phrases one might hear in the city of Detroit right about now?
What up, though? For sure, that's...
What up, what it do, that's for sure. But everybody in my city say, what up, though? What's happening, what up, what it do, that's for sure. But everybody in my city say, what up, though? What up, what up, though? What up, what up, though? What up, though?
Not true. What up, though, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the What Up, Though podcast. Neither one of my co-hosts are here this week because they got god kids that was born around the same time. So
You have official calls?
I do.
Who?
They have not been announced technically, but they've been on every episode. So put two and two together if you're a listener.
Okay, so who's the second one?
You're not gonna make her say it.
Yeah, we're not saying
Oh,
it's not.
okay.
It hasn't been officially announced.
I was saying she keeps.
It's officially unofficial.
Kissy said, "Fuck that."
Right. I'll tell you later. Sheesh. So I have three guests. I'm gonna start with my right. Introduce yourself. Introduce yourself.
Oh, I'm Quiet Tinsy.
What a joke.
I'm Jessica. Just 2 times.
When I first met Jessica, she was like, "What'd you say?" You was like, "You can call me JPZ," something like that. I'm like,
That's what you said?
And everybody was like laughing, like, "No one calls you that."
That was funny. Y'all know. Hi, I am Adria Perry, owner of IAP Styles.
Okay.
So I was actually, because apparently a lot of niggas don't make it to the end of the podcast. So who want to talk about y'all pop-up shop before we get into Stay Woke? Tinsy?
I got you. So, if y'all are in the, technically by map it's Ferndale, but it's really the other side of Detroit on 8 Mile and Wyoming. We are having a beautiful, huge pop-up shop in the park with tons of urban vendors for one of our good friends, Amber's 32nd birthday. Come out. It's definitely a party that happens to have hella vendors because, we like to get fucked up. So come party, come shop. We have mobile bars, people selling drinks. We have hookah. We have food. We have IAP Styles. I don't know if my skincare line will be there, but we have like 7 other brands of random things, clothes. I think altogether we have like almost 14 different vendors as of now. But you know how we are. We like to be last minute to sign up for things. So if you would like to be a last minute vendor,
I'm going to post the flyer. This come out on Wednesday, but I'll make sure I post the flyer on the What Up Though page.
and because your last minute is $120, but you will still get everything everybody else gets.
Period.
It's from 4 to 8. That's
Yeah,
the one
you
thing
forgot
you
the
didn't
time.
say.
Oh, my bad. It is from 4 to 8, July 31st. One more time, 4 to 8. Please don't come at 7:55 because we will be packed up and getting out to pop our twats. Thank you. Management.
All right. So this week for Stay Woke, literally I just Google Black news this week and see what comes up. So
R. Kelly.
no.
Oh, because he was touching them little boys, bitch. That's next week. I'll be back next week.
Not R. Kelly. Stay Woke is usually like news people don't know about. But we can't talk about R. Kelly. But anywho, so I'm going to give a little recap in case y'all was asleep in social studies and don't know what Roe versus Wade was.
The education one.
so close. But Roe versus Wade was actually when they said that women have the choice to have abortions or not.
Okay.
I can understand how you can confuse the two.
Yeah.
So basically, in Mississippi, they are appealing this decision, which I believe, going off my memory, I feel like this took place in here it is, 1973. So how Mississippi even thinks that they can appeal this decision is beyond me. However, the state is appealing lower court rulings that struck down a law banning most abortions after 15 weeks pregnancy. And they are basically saying that they only want to allow abortions if it's a medical emergency or cases of severe fetal abnormality. So I said that word completely wrong. Abnormality.
There we go.
There we go. Basically saying like, unless you know that the baby will have some kind of disability or, I don't know, deaf, blind, 26 toes,
Why are we getting baby?
any kind of disorder, or if the baby is in your tube, or if they're basically saying that you may not survive the pregnancy or the birth, then you can have an abortion. And I think it's crazy how these states, this is like a federal law that people have been allowed to get abortions. And now these states are basically trying to come up with their own laws to go against it and say, well, I know what y'all said back in 73, but actually, we don't want people to get abortions anymore. Why? I'm not really sure, but I had just wanted to shed light on that and get y'all opinion on abortion laws. Are y'all pro-choice?
Yes.
I am.
I have the same standpoint for every time people bring this up. It's my cooch I choose.
Yeah.
Like, especially, and it's really only old white men that want to tell somebody what to do with that coochie.
I
think they got coochies on the law.
I think the biggest thing for me is
Their
like,
penis is so
if
small,
I
maybe they
would,
do.
Period.
like, I mean, like who I am, like, I've never been in a situation where I've had to have one. So I couldn't tell you what goes through people's minds or anything like that. However, because there was one point in my life that I was thinking about one, and I chose not to, but just because I was like, oh, okay, I can do this. But looking back on things in talking to so many girls that have had one, I just feel like it's so your choice. Because at the end of the day, I can't tell you what to do with like your body, because I don't know the circumstances, because I thank God for my support system that I was able to raise my child. Like, I literally was just posting about it on Facebook, but it's just like on both sides, regardless, before I had my husband, like, I did this with a support system. I didn't do it all by myself. I can't say I did. So those people that don't have that, like we was just talking about this earlier, people that don't have that support system, this could be like so mind-boggling to them. But then on the other hand, I'm also like, all right, nigga, you knew what you was doing when you lay down too. But so it's like I just feel like to each its own, because I've never been in a situation where I had to choose. And when I was going to choose, I ended up choosing to have my child. So that was me. But would I condemn somebody for not? Hey, you do what you do. Because if you feel like what's best for you to have that abortion, then baby, it's probably what's best for you.
You see how complicated this conversation is when you're talking about somebody else's decision?
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's how you know that we shouldn't be talking about it.
Yeah.
Let alone these old white men in legislation
Right.
talking about it. Like,
Exactly.
what are y'all talking about? We
Right.
really know what we're talking about, only because, not that we're women, but we don't know what we're talking about because we don't know what somebody else has going on. We're not in their shoes. We don't walk a day in their life. So it's like, it's not a discussion.
Right.
And that's what really blows my mind with it. And that's why I think I stopped having this conversation in college. So as anybody that knows that's a very long time ago for me. Because I just was like, why? Like, well, why are y'all asking what somebody else want to do, like, with their body?
Yeah, with their body. And I just feel like at the end of the day, like, your decision is your decision. So, right, like she said, okay, when you lay down, you knew what you was doing. But at the end of the day, mistakes happen, things do happen. Mm-hmm. So just because you're going to have fun one night and you might end up pregnant, that doesn't mean that that's the time in your life where, like, you should be having that baby or where you need to have that baby.
And nothing is 100%. I have friends who've been on birth control and get pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
And I also know people that have used condoms and got pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
There's no 100% way saying that you won't have a baby. It's also
abstinence.
That part, and
Who's doing that?
Period. I clearly stay getting pregnant during and being abstinent. I love that girl.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I also, you brought up a good point. This is a very complex conversation. So how can someone make that choice for you? There's also people who get raped, and you mean to tell me that someone that got raped should have a baby because medically she's can have
and
a
most
baby?
of the time in those clauses, rape is never one of the options that you can have one for.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, and I think incest isn't even in the clause. So it's just like so y'all telling these people like y'all really gotta keep these babies. Nah. They want us to go back to hangers in the basement so bad.
Ugh.
She said,
Not hangers in the basement.
Y'all think about like those illegal abortions were not a long time ago. That was
wasn't.
in the 70s,
That's
80s,
how
all the way up to the early 90s.
Listen, that's how, well, I don't know if any family members listen to this podcast, but I've heard that's how my grandmother died. My dad's mom, she had already had 3 kids. She didn't want to have another one. And I heard that the infection she got from basically doing a basement abortion, she died from them. And my dad is on 56.
Yeah.
So that was like 50 years ago.
Yeah, see, my sister's 52, and she actually has had friends that had illegal abortions. So it's just like, oh, wait, we're getting closer and closer.
Exactly.
To
And I feel like if they go ahead and pass those laws, that's what's going to start happening. So at the end of the day, that's just going to cause
these
more
little
problems.
girls under 22 don't got it all. They'd be out there talking about, $200.
Okay.
That's it.
Maybe even less than that. Oh, I'm about to
I
go get it done.
mean, people getting butt shots in the basement. That's a whole nother conversation. But anyway, I thought that showed up on my when I Googled Black news this week. That came up, and I thought that was interesting. All right, I forgot to cue you. I got a clip I need you to play.
That clip that you sent me, I was wondering why you sent it.
Mhm.
Oh, wait, where did you send it? I just
On
saw it.
Instagram.
Oh, I was like, where was I at? Insta.
So this is Safari out here doing interviews, and this was a clip he did on somebody interview about marriage.
Get to live as like boyfriend and girlfriend, like grown man, real talk. I know it may sound childish and immature, but it's like marriage. I just feel like it just makes everything just way more serious than what it needs to be. Everything, going to the supermarket, going take out the garbage, just everything is way more serious. And I know there's some people who like, oh, I've been married for 20, 30 years and this, that, and the third. Like, all right, cool, that's great, that's y'all. We live in a different era now. And especially with this era of social media and people letting it really like affect what they do on the daily, like it's not the same as especially being in the public eye. You know, there's people like, yeah, I've been married for 20, 30 years, but yeah, y'all, everybody ain't in y'all business. I think marriage just makes everything way more technical. I think marriage just makes...
So we only have one married person here, so I'm gonna let her go first.
Elaborate on
Do you feel like being married makes things harder, or do you feel like it was easier when y'all were just in a relationship or a boyfriend and girlfriend?
I definitely think it only makes it harder because
Well, his words was way more serious.
I think it makes it way more serious, as Safari would say, because it's just more of how bad do you really want this? How bad do you really want to stay married? Every day I wake up and I'm like, okay, I'm either going to choose to stay married or I'm going to choose to not stay married and I'm not going to put forth the effort. Because like so many people are like, you know, marriage is so it's just so easy. It's actually not. It's hard work, but that's any relationship, whether it be a friend, whether it be a mother and daughter. Like, you cannot just go and be like, okay, yeah, I'm going to not talk to you. You supposed to be my best friend, but I ain't going to talk to you for 3 years, and then I'm going to come back and we going to be best friends again. That's not how it works. So even with marriage, like, you got to work at it every day. Like, every day I choose to be like, all right, Phil, we in this thing. Like, we doing this. All right. Regardless if I'm mad at you or not, even if I was mad at you. But, like, one thing, like, me and my husband, we have always kind of vowed to each other that, like, not to go to bed mad. And it's like, at the end of the night, I'm still going to always say I love you. Because that should never change how mad I am. And the thing is like, even, like, you know, when you're arguing, you learn to, you know, not throw low blows either. Like, don't say no dumbass shit, because then it may go sideways. But then we both end up in the space where it's just like, damn, we really didn't mean to say that. Or like, that's really not how we feel. So this is what it should be.
So at what point do you get to a point where you stop saying things you don't mean?
That comes with maturity. That comes with maturity, because honestly, me and my husband, we're going on 4 years. I can't say that it's like, has always been peaches and cream, because I know when I was pregnant, I was a complete bitch. I know.
Hold on, pause. Because
Everybody got to witness. Everybody. I have a video.
I got a story to tell.
What's the story? Let us hear it.
I don't know whose idea this was. It might have been mine, because it was around Kennedy's birthday. I was like, hey, I want to take Kennedy to Chicago for her birthday. And my dumb ass invited Adria, who was about 6 months pregnant, and her whole family. So Adria, Phil, Kavi, then Kiana, her daughter, my cousin, her husband, her son. We all get in these cars, and my ass decided to be in the car with a pregnant woman for 5 hours. Stupid.
Adria was evil.
We all was in one van there, and the entire weekend we did have different hotel rooms, but I'm like, I don't know if they gonna stay married by the time PJ get here, because she was out of crazy. Not even with Phil, just with everybody. With Kavi, I'm like, Kavi gonna ask for a divorce. Phil's gonna ask. It's like, no way this family's still gonna be together and pass this baby. That's how crazy Adria was. And even to the point where this one time we was leaving the restaurant, she was like, looks at me dead in my eyes. I'm gonna get ice cream. They can't have any, so I don't know if you're gonna let Kennedy have any ice cream. And I was like, well, my kid ain't do nothing, so
she can get the ice cream.
She wants some ice cream, then she can have some ice cream.
Dang.
All the kids would be eating, and she'd be like, Connie can't have a Rice Krispie treat.
Why she gonna get the Rice Krispie treat?
I don't, on a road trip, though. On a road trip. And everybody eating, and you like, no. I was like, oh, this bitch is crazy.
I was in the car with them one time. I have a lot of stories, but this one was the most hilarious shit. Because so we're in the car picking up Akavia from her little like day camp program thing, and Phil was being the husband of the year. Like, honestly, I feel like me and Phil grew so close when Adria was married. Because me and Phil weren't the closest in the beginning. We grew close to Adria with me because we all knew she was a psychopath. So, like, she was, like, in the car losing her goddamn mind. Akavia gets in the car, and she's just like, oh, we're having conversation, woo, woo, woo. And I'm like, oh, Akavia, you got that? And Akavia was, like, giving me all these signs, like, no, nigga, no. And I'm like, what's going on? So then she was, first of all, I'm like, Adria, dog, like, give Phil a break. Like, he's trying, like, woo, woo, woo. She gave me the craziest look, like, on some, like, spin her head 360, look at me in the back seat, tell me to shut the fuck up. Meanwhile, Akavia, like, with the silent head shake, and she taps me, and she says, Titsy, just don't say anything. She goes, me and Phil don't talk to her anymore.
Bro, you was crazy. You lucky you still got a husband. That's all I gotta say.
Like, she was giving me all the warnings, and I should have paid the baby some attention, and she just was like, you're not listening to me. And I'm like, man.
So what do you say? So, like, so everybody know, like, Safari and Erica had a baby, and if you even follow one of them on social media, He was fighting to be in the room when she had a baby, right? She has the baby. He's there. He get his Instagram picture. And like the next week for his birthday, he wilding on the gram, like at parties. And what made it even worse was not only did you just have a baby, but the baby was in a NIC unit. Hooked up to breathing machines and everything else, and you partying for your birthday while your wife and your son are in the hospital hoping that he makes it through this. He was a preemie. Mm-hmm. So yeah, marriage does make things way more serious, but I feel like nobody is going in on Safari or holding him accountable for his actions.
I think because he's very immature. I think the biggest thing, it comes with maturity, because regardless, like, I think any moment, like, in this time, because COVID is still here. So if that would have been me having a baby, I thank God I didn't have a baby during COVID. But at the same time, I had PJ. PJ was still only one. Like, his first birthday was during COVID. Mm-hmm. And like, even Phil, when we first shut down, as like the country first shut down, there would be moments where Phil would get off work because he deals with a lot of different germs, and he's like, oh, this is disgusting. He would literally take his clothes off in the garage to then come in the house, to then go straight to the shower. He's not picking up PJ. As bad as PJ wanted him to pick him up. So, like, that's why now, like, my son just be going to the bathroom with his daddy. When he come home, he like, oh, I know this is our time. We're going to sit in the bathroom together. But it's just like, I think it comes with maturity when it comes down to like, okay, let me protect all what I got going on at home. Because you can't tell me you had a baby a week ago and Phil would have been out there partying. Number one, Phil never left the hospital with me. But it just comes with, I think, maturity.
Mm-hmm. I think, as not that people are not holding him accountable. It's just that you know who people are as far as like personality wise. Mm-hmm. You know what they're capable of. Like, it's like so much you know. Like, as even if you take it out of a marriage perspective and you're talking about people, you know who some of your friends are. You know who your parents are. You know who your kids are. And I feel like as we all were watching Love and Hip Hop and watching this relationship literally play out on real life TV, on real life news,
never married
on social media, everybody was just like, yo, Erica, like, we don't really fuck with you, but
don't do it.
Sis, we don't want to see no woman go bad out like this. Like, look at this nigga, what?
But he wanted
and she
her
just was
so
like, no,
bad.
And a lot of people want
what does that
stuff
mean?
bad.
A lot of people
like,
want people so
but
bad.
you know who somebody is.
It's another show that they were both on.
He's not being who he's not. Like,
he's being himself. I think here's the thing: what happens so many times in life, people show you who they are, and no one believes them. Mm-hmm. And people are just like, I'm not gonna believe that you ain't shit, even though you done showed me about 6 times that you not shit. Because you can't keep showing me that you not shit, and then me be like, oh no, you're a precious man.
Come on,
oh my gosh,
our grandmas have spoke this into our lives. When somebody show you who they are, believe them.
Yeah. Tyler Perry voice.
Right. But I think that's so true, because it's like, there's a reason why I'm dead. The reason why, like, all this thing plays out in the way, like, this situation has played out now. And I think he did say a very important thing, because about social media. So many couples want to be social media couples, and right now they out here begging for $20. And it's just like, but wait, you're on social media out here, Gucci down and everything else. You're here for the likes, and on the gram, you have it all together. But in reality, you really don't have it together.
But there are celebrities who have successful relationships.
Oh, yes, for sure.
Are still on Instagram.
Yeah, but those people...
I feel like they're more so the older, like the Ice Cubes and Ludacris and...
Well, I was going to say Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade, but they are in their mid-40s. So.
Yeah. But that's the other thing. You also don't see them posting, like, petty shit. Like, if they get mad at each other, they're not on... Like, you can't go to Gabrielle's page and be like, oh, she mad at Dwayne.
You wouldn't even know.
Yeah, you wouldn't.
And I think that's a problem in our, like, I'm not going to say our generation, but in our world right now, because social media is such a big thing. So it's just like, if I'm mad at you, oh, I'm about to go make a subliminal message talking about, you and them eyelashes.
And the majority of the people are our age. There's a couple of them that are a little too old to do that, but it's really our age.
It's our generation for sure.
Which is crazy.
But they still not that young. Let me look up how old he is.
We're not that young, Jessica. Me and Adrian 32,
but we're millennials. But you know, millennials stretch out for so long. Yeah. I think that's the biggest thing.
Sorry.
Right, she said she was trying to kill y'all. But like millennials, I feel like it stretches out for so long.
Safari is 40, bro.
Shut the hell up.
That's a millennial though. Like that's only 7 years older than me and Adrian. Like
And Erica Min is 33.
Stop telling my age.
she's practically the same age as us. That's the crazy part about it. Is like these people are not that old, and
They're not that young.
First off, they're not that young either. But people got to stop looking up to like these people on TV. Like,
Oh yeah, for sure.
go find a real role model, and that's really where the biggest problem
Find the
is.
real world. That is a good one.
I mean, for real, like, cause I just said, like, I know so many people, like, on my timeline right now, that literally want to be Instagram couple goals, and that's what they're working towards, versus actually working on their marriage,
They're really
and actually, like, really doing their marriage.
I know this one girl, right? Sweet, cool, than a motherfucker. She had an amazing job. I thought something happened in her life that why she left her job and her situation and her great lifestyle that she worked hard to make for herself.
You finna say something about a man.
Baby, no. She's just so into this, I want to be that bitch. She left her amazing job, her amazing career. Yes, she graduated college with a son, and asked me what she does now.
What she do now?
And it's really confusing that she's happy. She's a stripper. She's a stripper when she's struggling to do hair, and she's only okay. And it's like, yeah, but I'm happy. I'm doing this. I'm doing it. I wish y'all could see my face. And that's the internet. The internet
don't
does
have no
that.
401k. Like
The internet does that.
That
They make it
stripper
seem like
money
this shit
is gonna run
okay.
out eventually.
It will.
And almost any stripper I know when we was young, they do hair now. That's the only thing I don't ever see old strippers.
Make me
going
want to
back.
stop doing hair.
She's a joke.
What do you, another married couple in social media news is Dr. Dre having to pay $300,000 in spousal support.
That's rich people business. We shouldn't talk about that.
So people like, oh, that's crazy.
No,
but I
it's
feel
not.
like 300,000 to him gotta be 300 to me.
But he's a billionaire. They added it up. She barely gets $3.5 million a year. She's going from having access to billions of dollars to $3.5 million. The bitch is hurting. Imagine though being able to have like access to like damn near $2 billion to only
this is
$3
how-
million. Her bills gotta be $3 million.
But see, so many people are just like, nope, because at the end of the day, like, she doesn't need that. But just being a married woman, let me tell you, the nights that she probably set up listening to, because I know, because my husband is that person for me, for my business. So there's nights that I be like, no, I feel you can't go to sleep. We need to do this. Like, baby, is this okay? Can you approve this? Like, and I know if I ever was to walk away, I can't say I built this business by myself. I had his support, whether it was even like, people are not looking at what all goes into a marriage, because all these products, what made him a billionaire, she was probably there, like, behind the scenes, never got no credit, behind the scenes, just being that wife, like, I'm here supporting you, I'm making copies.
Because people are acting like they've only been
So you
married
feel like
a
she's
couple
obligated to that
years.
money.
Yes.
They've been married for what? Was it like 20 years?
Yeah.
This ain't no like a little flinky head.
2-year thing.
Ooh,
Exactly.
He had kids and baby mamas and drama
Before
her.
All
yeah.
20 years.
So like
Wow.
putting through all of that, like what? Like I feel like she's got every penny she goddamn deserved, if not more. Okay.
And at first, it says that she was asking for $2 million a month in temporary spousal support and $5 million for attorney fees. His
Okay, she was trying to get over in the
Dr.
beginning.
Dre's yearly income is $35 million without spikes for business deals. The $3 million he pays to the mother of his children isn't the burden the think pieces tomorrow will indicate. Context is always important. Somebody tweeted.
Yeah. I just think everybody all in their business, but not realizing, and it's a lot of people that are not married and that have not seen a successful
It's a lot
marriage.
of poor people that's really upset about it.
Exactly, yeah.
Because they're in their head, they're thinking like what they could have do with $300,000 in their entire life.
And not knowing that he is worth how much?
Then she gets $300,000 gifts because they've been together. She's been with a billionaire and they've been together for 20 years. Like, that's like, you know, shit, I don't even know. Like,
Exactly.
Rich nigga conversation.
Right. Not my problem. Because I'm not paying it.
Yeah, okay.
That part.
So sometimes when people come on, I'll ask them what they want to record, and I don't think Adrian had an answer.
No, I didn't.
Titsy said she wanted to talk about sex. So I always.
Is that what I said?
That's what you said. So I always feel
You
like
actually
the first.
said the wrong word.
Yes, she actually said fucking.
Right.
However, I always feel like the first half of the podcast is always like, stay woke, yeah, great. And the second half be about fucking. So, I'm like, well, I haven't
I think
really.
this is my expertise, my forte.
She said, I've been waiting on my time to shine.
So I'm like, I hadn't really seen anything that had like caught my eye about sex this week, but
Except for that one thing I freaking posted on Instagram.
Woo!
Made y'all niggas give blowjobs in the clock tower. Or in school. Like,
I'm not sure. That wasn't me.
I never did it. That was never me.
So my sex related question this week is, if you were having sex right now, or if you are having sex right now, what are you missing, or what kind of sex would you be having? Something you want to try, something you ain't had in a while. He did that one trick that one time.
Okay, so
Damn.
for me. So basically, you know, I am currently having sex, okay? And it's with a girl. So this is my first time or whatever ever having sex with a girl. Okay, boom. So I actually have something that I would like to try that I still didn't try in this moment.
So what is that?
Right.
She out here act like she coming out on camera. Come on, help us out.
My bad, dog. Okay,
They can't see you.
so on the real, so basically, like, it's about to get real explicit. So I actually want to try and like give this girl head.
Girl, I thought it was gonna be something exciting.
No, but I'm saying because I never gave a girl head before, so I
So
just
you were a
feel like,
pillow princess?
Yes, I was a pillow princess my first time. And
I learned
Why is that exactly what she said?
Ain't that what I said earlier? I was like,
I
I'm
just
basically
learned
a
that
pillow
word and I was so excited. I learned like a year ago, but I was like, oh, that's so
I was gonna be
cool.
like, wait, what is that?
But yeah, so basically my first time, like in my first experience with this girl, like I was a pillow princess. She didn't want me to do anything to her, like she just wanted to give everything to me. But
Is she a dyke?
she's a stud. Yeah.
Is that the correct term? Is that a bad word?
I don't know. I think stud sounds a little better than dyke,
does.
but I don't know.
But okay.
So yeah, but she just wanted to make sure like I was good. So I feel like for me, I actually want to do like, you know.
Does she
I wanna
like
return
that though?
something. Yeah, she does.
'Cause
But
that's
that's the only thing that she likes though. So like everything else, she's not with. But she said the
Yeah,
one
because
thing she
most
would not
dykes,
turn
I
down
mean,
is head.
studs don't
Yeah.
like that.
She don't want no,
So
you know, strap.
can't
No.
use the strap on her?
Yeah, no, she not fucking with the strap. She really don't care for like fingers and all that. She said the only thing that
She don't
will
like
not
any
turn down is
penetration.
head. Yep, no penetration for real. Like she was like, okay, if you know want to put a little finger in, you can.
Titsy,
But
teach a sex class, period.
I should.
Because she like giving all the good terms. Wait, what? What is this? I'm lost.
But see, this is my issue though. Like this was just so exciting just to hear how she's developing in herself. And I feel like I be having to like when I be these last couple sex partners, I been acting shy, act like I don't know shit because they're so fucking boring. I'm role playing in my head. Like, oh, let me get into woo. Meanwhile, like, you know, I feel like I'm a fucking sex doctor and I'm out here slinging knowledge about fucking and they ain't trying to lay the right type of pipe. And I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings no more. And I'm tired of telling niggas they not good. So I just, this was cute. And I hate,
So,
and,
like,
then,
if
and I know I
somebody
haven't
told me
been
this was
doing
cute.
good because like niggas have to be like, oh, so da 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 da. And niggas don't never ask you like how good it was if they don't feel like they did a good job. So I guess I'm not doing good at faking no more. Like I enjoyed it.
These last couple partners, their goal isn't to make you come.
I'm not saying that make me come. It's just boring. Like, I'm not saying I'm not having bad sex. I'm having mediocre sex.
You've had
And we need extra good sex.
Yeah, and you know, I've actually had some amazing sex in my life. And then, like, when I first moved to Miami, I actually didn't get a chance to have a whole phase because I went from, like, a situation straight into a boyfriend. But then I did have a little whole phase, like, 4 years in, finally. And the shit was really lit because I was able, and then I travel a lot. So I've been able to, like, really spread out my horizons. And,
All across the country.
Spread your horizons.
Yeah.
And
no, you know, I'm international Tennessee, too. So you gotta remember that.
across the world.
And I just feel like it's so much amazing dick out here that there should be no reason why anybody should get, like, mediocre sex.
So
like,
what kind of sex do you wish you were having?
I want, like, nasty sex.
Spitting your mouth.
I want hit. Fuck yeah. Yeah, like.
Oh, okay. So last week on the podcast, they was talking about how allegedly, I don't think it does, avocado tastes like clean dick. So
I've had a lot of clean dick.
Nah.
The majority of my dick I've had was
That
clean.
ain't it.
Like,
so
good 98%.
I had asked the guys, had they ever tasted they cum, and all of them said no. I thought that was weird.
That is, because I've tasted my own.
That's what my point
Whether
was.
it's me kissing
And I'm
you
not saying
A lot of men have and just want to admit it because I came in a lot. I let a lot of niggas come in my mouth. I went straight to kiss them. Like, we gonna both taste this.
Yeah, all of them said no. Never tasted my own cum. Do you think that's weird? I think it's weird.
They feel like they haven't done it yet because they didn't do it on purpose. But they've done it.
I think I agree with Tinty. If you ask someone, they're gonna say no. But I feel like as females,
Just how
I'm
niggas-
keeping niggas to
just
myself,
how-
my podcast and lie.
Right, and
But
just be
you have to
honest,
get
like,
in situations. I'm sure niggas have like dive deep into some pussy and then licked that cat. Trust me, you tasted me and you, and if something was off, you would know because you tasted it.
right. Or even if at the end of the day, like if I'm giving you some head and then you nut in my mouth and I go to kiss you after, nigga, you taste your cum because the cum's not just evaporating.
but I don't know. I feel like not
consensus
necessarily
was that,
though. I feel like it's if you swallow it and then by the time you go to kiss them, I feel like they're not necessarily.
That's only if you do it.
Nah,
fast.
I make
If you
sure
do
I
it in
say
one
that
motion, you gotta think about it. If you do it in one motion, you just like
y'all a different group of women. The people last week said don't come in my mouth.
Oh, you can come in my mouth. It just
Okay,
depends on who you
what
are
was the
too.
age group last week?
The age group
Our
was it was a
'Cause we're not-
24 to
See, we're knocking on mid-30s. We want to keep it nasty. Then you married,
I mean,
so you
mom,
ain't got no choice but to keep it
exactly. Why
nasty.
aren't you
Okay.
nutting in someone's mouth?
My last partner didn't like head, so I haven't had
Whoa,
no
That's what I'm trying to give me. I'm trying to be
mean,
a pillow
it was a
princess
great-
for a man.
It wasn't even that I was a pillow princess. He just didn't. We did other things. He just didn't care for head.
So I question:
Nah, I got
would
used
you
to-
be in a serious
I-
relationship with somebody that doesn't give you head as a woman?
He gave me head. He just
No, but I'm
didn't-
saying, would you be in a serious relationship with somebody that doesn't give you head?
To be honest,
Where's the head?
To be honest, I'm not a person that
I
Has to have.
needs a lot of head.
Yeah.
So I feel like I
You don't
could.
feel like you need head?
However, I still want head from time to time. I don't need head every time I have sex.
But see,
Some people need head every
exactly.
time they
I
have
mean,
sex.
yeah.
I don't need it, but I like it. Like, I don't have to have it every time.
Right, I don't feel
but-
like I
What
need
my
it, but
man
I feel like
say?
I would love it every time.
Fuck, I look like turning down some head.
Period.
I ain't
That's
gonna
me.
turn it down.
Right, I'm not gonna
give
turn
you
it
some
down,
head,
right, but I'm
I
not-
don't always.
I'm not gonna be
need
like,
head.
oh, we can't have sex if you don't give me no head. But see, the thing is, also, I think, like, even like with giving head, like giving head turns me on because at the end of the day, I know
Period, bro.
you squirming, my nigga, I'm doing my job.
Okay.
Like, oh, okay, you
Well,
talking about
And
that?
that's getting me
Like,
wet too.
It had got to
Exactly.
a point where I'm like, okay, we've been fucking for a little bit now. He never mentioned head. So I asked, I was like, I'm just curious as to why you haven't mentioned any head or insinuated that you wanted some head. And he was like, honestly, I just don't care for head.
that means he ain't had no bomb ass.
Well, I
So-
dated this Bahamian man in Miami, and he had, like, when I say, like, a really big dick, like, some shit that, like, if we go back to, like, slavery times, they would have him in one of them sex circuses. Because it just was fucking huge. And he didn't,
What you
like,
call me about?
yeah. And he didn't like having, he didn't like
mean,
getting
can't say it's
head.
all of your
Because
mouth.
it
He
wasn't,
moved her
yeah.
vagina.
No, he did. I went to the doctor, and
He
it was
moved her
tilted.
vagina.
I've heard that happen.
And yeah, I heard it, but I didn't know it was a real
thought
thing.
she was dying.
Yeah, I did. But he said
I
that
took my friend to the ER once because she thought something was wrong, and they basically was like, "Yeah, y'all need to relax a little bit."
But they straight up asked me, like the way it was, they asked me, was I having intercourse with a man that was heavily endowed? I mean, heavily endowed. That's legit the word. And I was like, y'all in my business? But yeah, so is that what happened? Because I really thought like it was
like
broke.
They gave you
but yeah, he said that he didn't like, no, they gave me an ultrasound. When they put it in there, you know? Yeah.
When they do it?
They put it in. That's how they mean it like,
Not an Adam.
But yeah, so he said that he didn't like getting head because his dick was really, really big, and it'd be uncomfortable for women and be uncomfortable for him because they just be sitting there about to like die. But like,
and you can't fit it all in your mouth.
Yeah, and that's what he was like.
So
he was like,
point?
"What's the point of letting a bitch suck on my tip for 20 minutes? Like, I'm never gonna nut." Like, I was like, makes sense.
So you say you was good to go.
Yeah, but like you see, I was like I tried like one time with some drunk shit, and my throat hurt the next day.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, I don't want.
Yeah, like it was like I wonder. I got a picture of it. I took a picture.
So
of it.
you want some nasty? Are you any kind of sex?
Or not nasty, but just not like boring. Like a lot of these men,
like walk me through.
Just,
like, is it 5 minutes? Y'all only doing one position?
Yeah, like like one position, maybe like, but like
sometimes that's needed. Okay.
Sometimes I'm not against it. Sometimes
you just
but like you can't impress. I don't want to have regular sex and you're trying to impress me.
Oh right, yeah. Right.
Like
I have one of my rules. Now that I'm 30, I'm not having sex with nobody if I don't know what they dick look like first. I've been tricked before. Send me a picture. Some people.
Well, I don't need a picture because I'm gonna tap the situation short. Because as soon as I see it, I'm like, no. My sister's the biggest rule. Like when we were young having sex. I have an older sister that's 43.
I need to see some.
Yeah, she's really wild. She always has told us, she was like, don't let no nigga fuck you in the dark if it's y'all first time. She be like, have him show you, because she always says that some stuff you can see on camera that you can't see. Some things you see in person, you can't see on camera.
That is true.
And then like,
I need to see some.
How everybody was just getting STDs left and right.
But
and then had that herpes outbreak that was like in the whole Washaway County, and then it trickled all through Wayne County.
Yeah.
Like I just was like, I gotta see a pool.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean,
but also I feel like as a woman though, I feel like I gotta start telling niggas I don't like this.
But I can't.
Do you feel like y'all in Sorry guys, had a little a little situation there. Do you feel like married sex y'all fall into a regular routine?
No.
Well, that's good.
No, we told ourselves that we didn't want to do that, and I think because we were so because when we talk to other married couples, they're like, no, we have sex on Tuesdays. So I don't
mean routine, like what the day just like, all right, I'm gonna do this. And
right, even that, yeah.
And then I know this.
Right, or they be like, you got 30 minutes and that's it. We be like, nah, shit, really look, if we get in the bed and I rub my booty on you, nigga, you know what it is. Like, come get it. And here's what it is. And now, because there's been moments in our marriage where it's just like, I've had still some amazing sex. Each time where I be like, damn.
Sex should be amazing.
Exactly, but it's just there's other times where I know it's been oh, okay, cool, we about to get this little quickie in,
And that's fine too.
Exactly, but I've still had those moments where it's has built.
But you had amazing moments.
Yes.
My last 2 niggas that I've been with, because I really been with this one dude I've been messing with. I've been messing with him for 2 years.
Have you brought this in?
No. Now you gotta edit out a whole part. Let's try again. So, boom. Edit starting now. Well, unedit. This part can stay. Fuck it, because Adrian's on some bullshit. Unless y'all didn't hear it, then I just, whatever, fuck it. But anywho, so, one person I have been having relations with for 2 years now, and I kind of like him as a person. But he got a light skin complex, and he not even light skin, he dark skin. That's just mind blowing. So he do some slow shit personality wise, but
say slow shit.
We've had amazing sex in 2 years, probably twice. The sex not bad, but it's not huh. And then because he has these personality flaws that I don't really care for. Like, I feel like there's no reason for me to be in a relationship with you.
See, out of like the 5 times I have sex, like it's probably amazing. Like 3.
That's how and that's what it should be. So then, like my other,
said the last 5 times.
Like out of the 5
like I
times,
had 5 sex, yeah.
like 5 times. It's like 3 to 4, but like, cause I mean, most of them, like, I mean, with us just being I'm a mom of 2 kids, and right now, like, PJ like to get in our bed, so we be like, all right, let's get her and get this quickie in, like, all right.
But then there's other nights one of the quickies might have been amazing.
Exactly, we may be like, you know what, PJ actually I gave him some cough medicine, so now he sleeps, so we can go ahead and knock these boots off, like.
But yeah, and then like the other dude that I be like trying to casually do, I actually like him, but like he's a little too meek for me. And I feel bad because I feel like not only am I about to like dog you sexually, but I'm probably gonna dog you mentally and physically because like I just am a lot. And I always have bitches be like, oh, I'm too much for a nigga. I'm because that's not like who I like to be. But then again, we all know who I am. And I'm just like, I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Like, it's just a lot. And at the end of the day, like, if one of them niggas that gave me amazing sex, and I can't even have sex often like that because y'all know I got PCOS. So I'm either sick, cramping, bleeding, or all 3 at the same time. So I don't be, so I can't be out here having like sex once or twice a month and it be mediocre. Knock my shit back. Tilt my shit, okay?
You need to call my mans from Miami.
Period. I cussed him and his mama out, so that kind of had messed that up. But
if I was to say what kind of sex I wanted to have, it would just be consistent. I feel like I had these waves where I'd be like having great sex and then no sex for 2 months. Then we have sex twice, no sex again. So, you know, I'm weaning myself off this person. He has to go. Bye. However, somebody else, my DMs are always open.
Dead.
So you want just consistent dick, or do you actually want a relationship? Or both? Because both is always an option.
Both is great. I want both. Yeah, I want it all. It's a Disney Channel song. Want it, I want it
High School
all.
Musical, period.
Is that High School Musical?
Yeah.
I was with it.
That's what I want. I want it all. I want the great sex. I want the commitment. I want the fine nigga with
what
the big
I
dick.
need from you is understanding.
Period. How can we communicate?
Okay.
Yes, I want it all. So, you know, I haven't been dating, but I'm gonna start again. Maybe this week.
Dating's so hard.
It is hard.
And I date. I'm a bitch that date. You got to pencil me in because I'm probably on a date. But it's hard. Dating is really hard, especially now because I decided to finally want to wait to date. I'm trying to like date for something real now. I'm not just dating because niggas got money. And
look at that growth.
This is when I'm about to start back to dating. Niggas got money because this shit honestly is hard.
The last person I was kind of dating, I feel like it was just burnt as a whole. So I feel like I wasn't really interested in talking to anybody and just still trying to see where that would go. But I have decided it is time to move on because my clock is ticking. But I was a mom of 2 for this weekend, and I don't think I want no more kids anyway, so it can go on and keep ticking.
Then I feel like living where I just came from has changed me because I feel like people come there and do the most, even people that can't afford to do the most. So like I have been on like dates. I've been on like dream dates. I've been flued out. I've had really great experiences.
I ain't never been flued out.
And like now like niggas think that they're gonna like, you know, take you to Fridays and you gonna give them some butt. First off, it's like 87 niggas that I probably want to give butt to.
I go to Fridays with my friends.
Right, so just because we went to Fridays, like, I don't know. I used to love Detroit men, and I used to just feel like that they were in like their own little cloud, and they really disappointed me since I've been back home.
It's
You done got a new.
And y'all can pretty much have
It's
that.
because
down
some,
here.
because some women don't require nothing.
But it's not like the men in South Florida. It's just the men that come to South Florida. Let me clarify that as well. They come from all over the world. We got to remember that.
But it's the kind of men that's coming.
Yeah. Not the ones in South Florida.
Copy that.
But yeah, so I don't know. That's really an issue too with me because I be kind of like horny sometimes. I'm like, I'm about to go fuck. But then I'm like, you don't even need my standards. I can't be giving you no butt.
Yeah,
Because just my luck, it's going to be some bomb-ass dick that I've been out here complaining to y'all about. And it's going to be attached to the wrong nigga. And I'm going to be upset.
Yeah, just go on a nightstand.
I think I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
That could work.
Definitely works every time.
So yeah, that's a good time.
That's a what?
It's a good time.
Maybe I need a white man though because I mean Adria's doing good. Serena Williams is doing good.
Shut the fuck up. Say for me in the same
Oh, what is it? Tia Morrow is doing good.
Like,
Eve is doing good. And what they all got in common? A white man that love and support them. And they all came with some bullshit. Including Adria.
Say I came with bullshit. I'm dead. She hates me.
So that's my be. I think I need to join. I think I need to join like the Blue Eyed Soulless.
I don't know. I just be feeling like I cannot. But what do you recommend?
What?
A white man?
She actually has no like,
It's not that bad.
and she never.
Okay,
She always
honestly,
said she never
you know
would have
what?
thought.
Okay, so out of all the sex that I've had,
Okay, go ahead, Todd.
all the sex that I've had in my lifetime, and it's not a hoe out here, but I've had my whole
I had a
phases.
phase.
Exactly, I've
Or
had
two.
phases.
Okay.
Exactly. But I think the biggest thing is like Tinsy Ted said, when it comes down to like just being in a relationship with someone, it's not all about sex.
Yeah.
So it's like so will I take like the amazing sex I get versus a dick that everybody want?
Yeah.
Because I got the love and support and I got amazing dick too. Like, but then I got I don't have to deal with the bullshit.
But
Do
then
the
you
love
also
and
got that
support
look.
make the dick?
I was just about to say.
it
I was
do.
just about to say that. I
The
feel like
love
it's
and
gonna make
support,
it feel
yes,
better
it do.
regardless. It's
It-
more,
it hit different.
affectionate. Like,
And that might be my
intense.
issue because I don't love these niggas.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Like,
anyone
what's
that I
the point?
love,
I say yes, it truly
So
is.
that
and
shit
they
can
want to
feel
be
as
like,
good as you need it to.
why am I here?
Yeah,
Especially if you
because
love
it's
that
just
person.
like I got somebody there because I think if I like all the niggas that still be trying to talk or whatever, slide on
Middle fingers to me.
Like, no, I'm good. I don't want your because all you can offer to me is
Is
dick.
dick.
You can't offer nothing else that my husband not offering. Like you can't. He already done checked all them boxes.
That's like when people really be in love. I don't understand cheating, even if it's like on a married perspective. Like I be
another
like,
conversation.
yeah, you gonna need a whole another 2 hours. So I'm just going to let that go because
Yeah.
once I get to going,
Yeah, that's. I mean, I think that's the biggest thing. Like, but you can have both without the bullshit. You know? Just be like, all right, cool, and then to make you be like, oh yeah, I want to suck your dick. All right, cool.
but I ain't got none of that. So all I want is a DICKEY. Ride. Don't you want a dicky ride? Don't you want a dicky ride? Dicky ride. Oh, I was about to keep
I've never heard that before. You heard it?
Yes.
Detroit makes you. You're not from
okay.
here.
I really think that I just maybe because I say a joke, I'll just say myself. I feel good.
Oh shit.
Okay, I was trying to pull up the scenario, but maybe they did something. Hold on. I'm scrolling to it. I'm trying to get to it.
So what did I learn today? If I mean, I actually like.
I think that's the problem.
And that could be. This was like this little 15 minutes was maybe a little mini therapy session for me. Maybe that's it because I really don't like nobody. And then I be busy, y'all. Y'all know me. I be busy.
Me too.
Like I'm the most unemployed person that be busy because I was unemployed before unemployed was the popular thing to be. Y'all know me.
I'm the most busy unemployed person that you ever meet.
Yeah. Like, because y'all bitches be like working and like grinding out careers and shit, baby. No. I be unemployed and hustling.
So we did some scenarios last week, and basically we got updates from the scenario, and these people still need our help. So I'm gonna read the scenario and then I'm gonna read the update. So the scenario from last week was neighbor sends a video to my phone. It shows boyfriend of 4 years arguing with female in front of my neighbor's porch cam. Female yells, "You better tell her about this baby before I do. I'll walk over there right now. He's been acting quiet. How do I confront him?" So we talked about that last week. This is the update. I played the video. He was apologetic. He told me that she was a one-time thing and the reason she wants me to know about the baby because he left her. I believe him. Am I foolish to trust him? I've been with him 4 years.
Is it his baby?
We don't
Oh,
know.
Jesus. It sounds like a...
Well, it sounds
He's admitting
like
that they had sex. So
it
must
sounds
be a
like they need a
possibility.
DNA test. But I mean, after they got the DNA test, what she got to do is if she decides to say,
What
because
are we
my
doing
new thing
here?
is, I was scratching my back. Let me have this heart to heart with your customer or your listener. So listen, this is my thing. I no longer, at the point in my life, I no longer tell people, I'm trying to scratch my back, y'all. Shit going down. I no longer tell people to leave a man. Like, I just feel like
That's real.
Shit, yeah.
you just can't. Like,
Ugh.
but what I do say is if you have a situation with your significant other and you are going to stay, once you decide you're going to still be with them, you can no longer hold them accountable for that. So that's one thing. So if he having this baby and it's his baby, now you got a bonus child. If you forgive him and it's not his baby, you can't bring this shit up 2 years ago. Well, I don't trust you no more because woo. No, baby, you chose to stay. So pray about it. Talk to whoever you believe in. Talk to each other. Get out your feelings and then let it go and move on.
That part.
Yeah.
She said that part.
I know
agree,
someone who was telling me that their friend husband had a child while they were married, and she has nothing to do with the child. However, her husband is a part of the child's life. They do vacations with his kids with her and the child. She just has nothing to do with it. So they do trips. I feel like that's childish.
That's childish.
That is childish.
And the child cannot come to her home.
She
That's
should.
childish.
That's
Yeah.
too much.
Ain't that
If you
crazy?
gonna stay with him, then you need to accept that child.
Yeah,
Cause like
she
that's
should-
what you
Because
supposed to
here's
do
the
when
thing,
you
that
stay with
baby
him.
didn't have to be here.
The
That
baby-
baby did not deserve anything.
The
Exactly,
baby knows
so
that
why
his
act like that?
siblings, that she just don't have nothing to do with him.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
that's messed up.
Yeah.
And what you're doing, I think, like me having a blended family, I think the biggest thing is I can show
That's
my
one of my
daughter,
biggest fears.
like, it's just to show my daughter that I will never hold you against anyone, but just know that you have two sets on both sides that love you just as much. And I think, because regardless of whatever situation her dad comes up with, I'm going to be there like, all right, what's up though? Like, what up though? Like, here, this is what we're doing. And I want you to know your siblings because, nigga, you don't know who you're going to be end up talking to.
As a product of an extremely blended daddy, because my daddy's a whore. As he calls everybody else a whore. My daddy's a whore. My parents got together when my mother was 16 years old. And now my mother will be 70 next year. And my dad is turning, so she's 69. And my father's 75. They have 2 kids, 3 kids together, including me. All together, he has 7. So it says what he did with his life.
7 while he was married with your
I just told you it was together 50 years. It's still to this day. She left him at a time, but he got sick, and of course he had nobody to go back to. But his day one. Anywho. But my mother's an amazing woman, and she's always told us as women with the same spiel I just told y'all. Do what you want to do, but stick with your decision.
Exactly.
And if you feel like someone is mistreating you, you don't have to stay. Like, that's my mom's biggest thing. She's like, I stayed. I didn't know no better. I do now. She was like, but as you guys are coming up in this new world, it's good men out there. Like, don't be discouraged by your failed relationships. Don't think you can't find nobody else better. Because trust me, there is someone that's going to love you, take care of you, be there for you. Of course, it's not easy what life really is. We have issues figuring out the way we want our part in the morning. Like, nothing's easy. So why do you think a relationship, somebody you're going to spend your life with, is going to be easy? But just make sure it's somebody that's worth it.
Yep. That part.
All right, next one. So the scenario was. Oh wait, hold on. It was our 23rd wedding anniversary. My mom-in-law praised me for loving and taking care of Andre for 20 years like it was his own child. I thought Andre was my son. My wife confessed... Oh, shit. I ain't never read this. Let me start over.
Will you read for the first time loud?
It was our 23rd wedding anniversary. My mother-in-law praised me for loving and taking care of Andre for 20 years like it was his own child. I thought Andre was my son. My wife confessed he's my cousin's kid. I haven't been home in a week. I blocked them all. Help. Update. I felt like a teen dad. I gave up many opportunities just to work odd jobs and provide for my quote-unquote son. I married her, stayed faithful for my quote-unquote son. He's the one putting a son in quotes. My wife lied. She told my mother-in-law that I knew Andre wasn't my child and I chose to raise him. I didn't know. Update. This is the second part of update. I've continued my relationship with Andre. He's not my child, but he's my son. I separated from my wife and I petitioned for custody. My cousin, Andre's
custody of a
biological
23-year-old?
dad. Yeah, I'm a little confused.
Is he special needs?
My cousin... Andre's bio dad is fighting me over custody. He was never involved with my son before. Advice.
Sheesh.
I'm a little confused. He must be special needs or something because Andre 20.
Or is the son... Wait, Andre's 20? Or is...
It says loving and taking care of Andre for 20 years like it was his own child.
You know it, go.
Wow.
I don't think that you should be petitioning for custody over this kid. That's not yours, but I guess it has been 20 years. So
I'm sorry.
That's a long time.
If I was raising somebody, if I don't give a fuck if the little nigga is 3. If I had him all 3 years, he's not mine now. Fight me, bitch. Like that's about. Do you know how much it is? Okay, it's 2 parents and 2 aunties here. It's no way in hell I am putting the efforts in. How much y'all put into raising a kid, and you gonna think that's my crazy? That's like the craziest thing about adoption to me. I feel like it's no way I'm gonna put this much effort, and you could think you about to come get the kid in the shorts now.
Yeah, no.
No, it's not going. That's mine now.
Them.
I don't really know what your plan is, but you gotta go have another one.
I'm looking at the comments and everybody is confused because they're like, I thought he was 20. What is you needing custody for? So I don't know. I don't get the deeds. I don't have any advice for you. That sounds like a grown man to me. So y'all can still continue to have a relationship. I don't understand the whole custody part. All right, next one. I'm dating a coworker. Wife suspects, but doesn't know which woman.
Excuse me, start all over.
I'm dating a coworker. Wife suspects, but doesn't know which woman I'm seeing. Wife brought these. Hold on, I gotta show y'all the picture. These nail shoes. Can y'all see them?
Yes.
Oh, step on them.
Wife bought these nail shoes and left them behind my car because I was with the other woman. She destroyed my tires. She wants me to admit the cheating and stop. I won't be bullied. Update. I've contracted long-term COVID and I'm fighting to stay alive right now. My wife is not as helpful as she should be. She cooks, no emotion though. I can't work right now, so I haven't seen my girlfriend. Advice to my wife moving. Advice to make my wife more loving.
I know. I just said
that
like
one isn't. That was the same one from last week. Didn't have to do an update, but go ahead.
I'm gonna say I know. I said like 6 minutes ago. I don't tell people to leave they mate, but she got to leave him because he ain't acting right. I don't know. I thought we were getting advice for the wife. Like she got to just leave him.
I feel
the girlfriend probably gonna have to leave him too because this is.
They both just need to just go because he playing it crazy. Yeah. And he's not even trying to act like he about to get rid of one of them. He just like both of them.
Do you have any advice for the man to make his wife more loving?
Get rid of the girlfriend. Right. Like what? That's all I got.
He said he gonna be on his deathbed.
What?
With it.
I actually heard a joke.
Is he crazy?
I'm really confused. I need a shot. Anybody else need a shot?
Yeah, me, but I feel like y'all on that.
Oh, I see a to question 2 asking about Andre. It says Andre is mentally disabled. He functions as a 6-year-old.
Okay, I figured that.
Okay.
Yeah, well then get his custody as his baby and go on about his business.
Amen. Lord, don't strike me down. If I ain't gotta take care of no disabled person, I'm not gonna do it. Sorry.
But that's real.
That's how I was feeling about you.
I have a disabled nephew that's 23. Baby.
Strong as hell, ain't he? Them niggas
I can
be
barely
strong.
walk and whoop your ass. Imagine getting your ass whooped by a nigga in a wheelchair. Yeah, cause he can do it though.
Two things. What? You thought when they strong as hell? Where they go?
Because
They do
I
me.
had a cousin.
You
had
this
a
motherfucker
cousin,
is
rest
not
in
light
peace,
on the hands.
who had disabilities, and that nigga was strong. He the reason we stopped having Christmas parties
like-
in our house because he broke the door and my daddy was like, we ain't
Out of
having
this whole
Christmas
conversation, she talking
parties.
about some strong as hell. Like oh,
But
my God.
yeah,
I don't know.
but I
feel like my brother has a disability, so he's
But
the only
still
person.
functioning though.
He is, but he's the only person that can get the taken care of.
Like
Like
I feel like your brother really could live on his own.
He
if
could.
your mom wasn't
Would let
If your mom let him.
yeah, he might
I'm
be like
talking
the
about
low
people who
assistant.
really can't talk,
Like, real
can't
strong.
do nothing.
Yeah,
on
okay,
their
okay.
own. They be strong as hell.
No, my nephew can talk. He still whoop your ass. But,
Strong as hell for me.
yeah, you know what's
wrong
crazy
with
though?
that?
You gotta think about now. Go back to the actual scenario at hand. He has to really be mad because you were a teen father to a special needs child.
He's pissed.
And the
I'm
bitch
fighting everybody.
I whoop my cousin's ass every time I see him. It ain't even his fault, but
It's okay.
I'm still whooping his ass every time.
I am screaming. Okay.
She's out of pocket.
Yeah,
She's out of pocket. Who's out of pocket?
the lady, not us. The lady.
Wife, Adria for putting her head down.
Man.
The strong comment from Miss Jessica here.
I bet you.
That was funny. That's gonna be in my mind for the rest of my life.
All right. So what's y'all jam of the week? Y'all got a jam?
Ooh, I got one.
I asked
You
everybody.
go
All right.
first.
So mine is Game Ain't Free by K Camp.
Okay.
I fall bad, but I can't get enough of you. Okay.
I ain't doing no remix. I ain't doing no like.
We like no acapella.
Hell no.
Because I actually had one in the car, but we played a song in the car because I thought about it before I came. Yes, I did come with Jam of the Week in my head, but it changed in the car,
Okay.
and that's gonna have to go ahead and be Ride Wave.
Okay.
It's gonna have to be Street Runner.
Okay.
Adria.
I have like 2, but they are actually, yeah, I got like 2. And one is like Fall For You by Leela James. And then the other one is I'm Sure It's You. They're both love songs. Don't get me wrong.
I am so disgusted.
But they're definitely like, they've just been my jam. Like, it's just been those. I honestly, I randomly, like, you know how you play on Apple Music, like, your favorites? I was playing my favorites and they came on. And I was like, oh, and it just made me feel like I was getting married all over again. Sorry, y'all. But yeah. Those 2.
My jam of the week. I really haven't been listening to no new music. Everybody kept talking about how Beyonce was running shit in 06 with B-Day. So that's all I've been listening to this week is B-Day. So I'm going to go Beyonce Kitty Cat. Yeah, that's my shit. Let's go, little kitty cat.
I've been listening to some old music too.
And you know what she say on that song?
I'm still
Your
like,
sex ain't all that. That really just stood out for me on that song.
yeah, I wish I
And
still
feel
fuck
like-
with my friend Kira. She'll tell you, Kitty Cat is like one of my favorite Beyonce
I
songs
love
of all
Kitty Cat.
time. And
She's
she like when that shit come on,
spinning real shit.
I'll crawl on the floor like a cat on these
Let's
hoes
go.
and take my cat back.
Period.
I wish I could see.
I'm gonna make sure I post the pop-up shop stuff on the Instagram. We actually have a lot of new Instagram followers. Hey, new followers.
Hey, new followers.
Our new followers.
Make sure y'all like, rate, review, subscribe. I feel like by the end of August, we'll have video for YouTube as well as audio. And we're not going to be recording at the kitchen table no more.
We got to do at least one at the kitchen table. We go to the studio.
I think I like the kitchen table.
The kitchen table
but
is
the
just big
studio is
too.
an upgrade. Yeah. So we're going to make it.
But you got to do one at the kitchen table
I'll
for memory.
still do some at the kitchen table. The issue is the video part. It's hard. I can't get everybody in the video at the table. But yeah, so be on the lookout for that. And I'm about to continue Sunday Fun Day and get some liquor.
More liquor.
So y'all have a great day. What up, though?
What up, though?
What up, though?
Hey,
What up, though?
We're doing it again. 1, 2, 3.
What up, though?